Hi there, very good day to you. Thank you very much for joining us. Today's topic is about the analysis on how reflective practice can change own perspectives, behaviors, attitudes, and their approaches of you. So, if you practice reflection, you continuously look at what you do, or if you continuously look at what you have done, or if you continuously look at what others do, so you can improve yourself. Now, you see, I listen to today. I was listening to Forbes Women. There's a YouTube channel. It's actually from Forbes. I was listening to that one. There was an interview with the with the Forbes. There was a lady interviewer, and the interviewees were Priyanka Chopra and Indra Nooyi. I look at those interviews. The reason is because if I look at them, I can reflect on what they do. Okay, so I can learn from what they do. Then I can do interviews. I can speak to business legends to interview them if I want to. So I look at the way the settings of it, how do they do the questions the interviewer asks, and the way they answer the questions and so on. How do they handle two of those people together in the same interview? You can have a look at all of this. Okay? You can reflect. So somebody, when they do something, you can look at them, you can reflect. The reflection is not to blame them, it is because to learn from that so that they can get better, or they can also get better as well. Okay? So this reflective practice is good in many ways if you use it in the positive sense. Okay? Negative side is there as well. If you reflect on someone and you always find the negative side of it, you undermine them, you damage them, so that you discourage them, you demotivate them. That happens. But what I say is you look into what you have done so that you can do better than that one with the positive side of it, the positive impact of it. It is very important for you. Okay, so criticism, reflection with the positive sense, positive flavor is good for you. Okay. Right now, when you get used to this reflective practice, okay, this can change your perspectives, your behaviors, the attitudes, and the approaches. What are those? That is what we need. Okay. The perspective change. What happens is, if you reflect on things, you will definitely broaden your understanding of what you do. Okay. Maybe talking about some message, you will have a viewpoint on it. Let's say today, uh, the hot, the sad news is yesterday's message, yesterday's disaster. There were so many interviews going on. Okay. You look at that, you reflect on what these people say. You see, they are blaming the aircraft company, they're blaming Boeing. They said this is a defective airline. Air India knew that already. All the engineers, they knew it. The Indian government also knew that was flying with those certain defects. They said they have some leakage on the hydraulic system, and they were using some kind of battery as a lithium cadmium battery. The battery was leaking all the times. They solve the leak, they take off, they land, and again they uh, they repair again every single cycle they do. Take off, landing is one cycle, and then after each cycle they were doing certain things, and they take off with the risk. Engineers know this, pilots know that, all these people involved in the companies, they know, but passengers, they don't know this. That's the unfortunate thing. There is a message going on. Okay, people are delivering the speeches on this. Aviation experts are on YouTube now. So many interviews are going on. I was listening to many interviews just to learn what's going on. So when I look at all of those things, I could reflect on if you want to fly next time, what you would do. What are the checks that you do? When you buy a ticket, you definitely check whether is it Boeing or Airbus. Okay. Airbus is having the safety records much better than Boeing. Boeing had a very powerful name before, it is tarnished now. Okay, so anyway, because earlier days people used to say, if it is Boeing, I'm going. If it is not Boeing, I ain't going. That was the earliest slogan. Now, if it is Boeing, I'm jumping out of the flight. So this is the story. Okay, so now the reflection. So when you look at all these things, if you reflect on what the others do, you will definitely broaden your understanding about the topic. That is one thing. The second change in your perspective is about you reduce biases. Okay, there is always a chance to involve with biases, and if you do reflection, if you realize what happened, if you have a habit of reduce biases. Okay? And this perspective will definitely encourage your critical thinking. You will think from different angles all the times. These are all perspective change that you could expect. Okay? If you continuously do some reflective practice. So it is always advised to you. Next thing is about the behavioral change. You would see behavioral changes. What are those behavioral changes? If you do behavioral change, what are these behavioral changes? What you do? Your decision making. It is a behavior. Decision making is a behavior. Some people they make quick decisions. Some people they take their time. Some people when they make decisions they consult with the others, and there are so many steps. Now, this decision making is improved because of your reflective practice. Is a behavior. You will look into one pattern. You never make any decision immediately as of the Rakaman. You always go on reflection. So that is the behavior. Other part is about the it will promote the positive habits. Usually, when you reflect on things that recognize others' work, okay, and that accept others' work, that recommends them to improve their work as well. This is where we talk about the positive habits. You look at one's behavior or one's activity, then you reflect on that one. You look at it and say, this is good, this went okay, you performed good, and so on. And finally, you make some reflection on it. Have you ever seen any music shows or contests that happens in South Indian or Indian television? There are music programs. So contestants, they come and sing. Okay, there's one called Super Singer. And all these participants, competents, they come and do the performance. And the judges, they reflect on what they did. They look at the performance and they say what went okay, what was good, what they enjoyed, and so on. Finally, they make some recommendations that if you can do some adjustments on this, it will be much better. So this is what the reflection is about. So it will make some positive habits in you, and that will reduce negative patterns as well. So if you use it in a positive way, definitely negative patterns. So what do you mean by this? If you don't reflect, okay, your work may not be up to the requirement, up to the quality. So in that case, it will make some negative impacts. So that you have to definitely practice your reflection and will make it better. So you behave in a way that always you look into things positively, no negativity, and you look into good decision making, you look into appreciate others' work, you look into improve the others' work as well. And attitude as well. What is the attitude here? If you reflect on things, it will definitely build your self-confidence. Why? You have some experience, so you have seen something. If you reflect on that one, you get better. When you get better, you become confident, right? Okay, so you make one speech, and if you reflect on what you have done, the first speech is a nightmare. You don't know. You just go there, you start shivering. Okay, your stage fear. Okay, fear of rejection, so many stuff like that. You go there and your word doesn't come out, you get sweating, the heartbeat goes up and so on. But once you've done that, when you reflect on what happened, second speech is going to be much better than the first one. Third one will be even better. Fourth one is going to be the best. And if you do one more after that, fifth one is the number one. So that's it. Because you build confidence if you continuously reflect on what you did. After that, it becomes normal. Right? For a person, if you ask them suddenly, can you make a speech today? They would say, no, I'm not prepared. I can't do this, and so on. They escape. But for some people, if you tell them that there's a speech and you do it now, 5 minutes time, you just prepare your topic and do this first. Otherwise, you do the topic, and prepare this 5 minutes in your speech. In that case, they may come and deliver very confidently because they have already done hundreds of speeches and hundreds of positions and reflections have been done. So they're so confident this time. So the more you do, the more you reflect, the more confident you are. Okay, so that is one attitudinal thing. So confidence, being confident is an attitude. Okay, and the responsibility. Okay, that is again an attitude. You are responsible for your kids. You are responsible for your school. You are responsible for your employer. You are responsible for your family. That is an attitude. Now, what is the connection of attitude to this reflection? You have a responsibility to improve yourself. You are responsible for your improvement. You are responsible for your colleagues' improvement. You are responsible for your students' improved learning. You are responsible to improve people around you and you as well. So the responsibility is fostered, it is encouraged using your reflection. The more you reflect, the easier it is for you to be responsible. If you reflect more, you are becoming responsible. Why? Because you teach your students, you reflect on their learning and you tell them, do this next time, don't do this time. You have done this, which is good, but they can do it better. Meaning you're responsible for their learning, so you reflect on their studies and tell them, do this, do that, don't do this, so that they will learn better. Okay. And again, increase empathy and understanding. Okay, now when you mean by empathy, what does it mean empathy? Empathy means understanding things on the other's point of view. That is empathy. Like for example, if I have lost my wallet, I come and complain to you, I've lost my wallet, can you please help me to find it? And if you help me to find the wallet, feeling that you have lost your wallet, that is empathy. You feel that you have lost your wallet. How would you search it? The same way you search the wallet of mine. I have lost the wallet, you didn't. But your feeling in your mind is about that you have lost the wallet. This is what empathy is about. So you envisage something, you take something or look into something or work with something in point of view, in the condition of the others. That is empathy. You understand the other's mind and you work in that context. That is empathy. Now, this is an attitude. Okay, let's say if you're a judge, if somebody complains about some others, the judge has to have some empathy to listen to the complainant, okay, the plaintiff. That is when we can understand clearly what is complaint is about. Okay, and if some crime happened, if the accused or if the prosecutor says something to the judge has to have some empathy to understand the mind of that personnel as of him. This is when the empathy comes into play. It is very important for a judge, for a doctor, important, for a policeman, important, okay? For a parent as well, important. For a teacher, of course, yes. Why? Because one student comes to you and says, I can't understand this. So what you do, you have to go to his level and you try to understand the way he is struggling the matter with. Then you reduce your toughness, you do some adjustment, you do some improvement in what he is, so that you understand his problem, then you will make him understand what it is, his empathy. So when the student complains about the teaching, about the learning, you go to his seat and sit down. If I sit down here, if a teacher teaches like this, can I understand his empathy? Okay, so this reflection will develop this kind of empathy when you're teaching, when you're learning, when you're so every time if you get something, if you come across with this, you go to the stand of them and you deal with the matter with the same context, same mindset. This reflective practice will improve your attitude as well, change attitude as well. Okay, your approach. Okay, your approach. When I mean approach, encourage the adaptability. What do you mean of adaptability? Adaptability is about you have to adapt things when things change. When I reflect something, you will learn new things. We call this the agility. Okay, strategic agility. What is agility? Your plan is one thing. You have to teach your students some mathematics. You have to teach your students some science. That is your plan. There's no change on the plan. But the way you teach, you have to adopt new things based on the reflection. Okay? When you reflect, the examples you may take, you take may not be the appropriate one. So what you do, you adapt some new examples. The technology that you use, it may not be appropriate. So what you do, you adapt some new technology. So when you reflect things, if you think that you need to take into or look into something new, you should be able to adapt that new thing. So the mindset, the approach of you is to adapt new things than what you do. Why? Because reflection will always suggest you some new theory, new conceptualization, new technology, new way of teaching. So what you do, You have to adapt what your reflection says. So adaptability is key. You don't need to adapt things. Reflection is based. Okay, and this reflection promotes innovation as well. Why? If you reflect, you will find out new things. Okay, and that thing, if you when you get to exercise, your exercising innovation approach, reflection will definitely put you into innovation. Okay, and that will improve your professional practice as well. Of course, professional practice is your teaching. It is the teaching. Professional practice is your teaching. It will definitely improve your professional practice. This is again another apple. So there are 4 things in your question. What are those? Own perspectives, behavior, attitude, and attitude. I have set examples for those. You will find many more examples as well. So not a problem. That is up to you. Okay. So you can find out many more examples what it does. Right now, the next question is the 4th task here. There are 3 tasks I have to answer. Answer those. The first one is analyze the importance of supporting others' reflection. That is number 1 question. Number 2 question, analyze the importance of supporting. Analyze the importance of supporting others' reflection and continual professional development. There are 2 questions. What is it? Analyze the importance of supporting others' reflection. That is number 1 question. Number 2, analyze the importance of continual professional development. There are 2 questions in here. Let me answer the first one. Importance of supporting others' reflection. What is important? Why do you support the reflection of others? Encourage the growth and learning. You help them to grow and learn things. You help them to build confidence. Okay? If you reflect, yes. And you can help them to improve problem solving. Okay? You can strengthen the teamwork and the communication as well. How can I explain this to you? Okay? When you work in a team, okay, if one of your colleague teammates, if he does some work, if he do some whatever the work in your educational setting, if you reflect on that one, you can improve him so that your team comes together. You tell him, let's say if you're a team, if your bowler is making some ball, delivering some deliveries, and if you can reflect on the delivery, just go and discuss it with him, tell him that you make your line this way, make your line that way, make your speed this way, swing left hand or inward, outward, right, or whatever the stump. You just reflect on every single ball, after every single ball. You don't tell him how to do what to do. This will strengthen the teamwork as well, because he thinks you are giving him some support to make some improvement in bowling delivery. That will definitely strengthen the teamwork. Okay. Promotes the emotional intelligence, and you know, emotions, you eventually become stronger. Okay. Your feeling becomes stronger if you can reflect on things. Let's say if I do a performance song, if somebody says you've done this better, okay, your voice was okay, your pitch was right, your frequency was okay, the breath control was okay. So you say a lot of things. Finally, they say some recommendations. However, if you can do this next time, the song will be very impressive, very enjoyable. That way. That promotes my emotional intelligence, because I become confident, because the reflection, the person who did the reflection for me, that makes me so happy. So I feel okay, I feel happy with it. And this reflection will develop a reflective culture. Reflective culture is very important. Now there is a culture we call the criticizing culture. All the time, whatever we do, the others, there are people they criticize. Last time I met one teacher. He said he made an special event to congratulate, to appreciate 2 students' achievement last year. And this year, another student, he did that milestone, then he wanted to give him a function to celebrate his achievement. So he went to the school board, school department, the officers, and told him that I want to do the same thing that I did last time for 2 students, for this student this year. The management told him that last year's meeting was not good, we did not organize it well, So it didn't go right and so on. So his teacher told the management, okay, fine, this time let you stay on the site, you do that. Now you know what to do, you are criticizing. So I do this. And he said this happened last year. Till today, that function didn't take place. And the parents of this student is calling this teacher. We have done that for two students the year before, and we have not done anything for my son this time. Why this? He said, speak to the management. Last time I did that, they criticized me, so I didn't do it this time. And I gave the job to them. They did not do it. It is another year on, so that is not me. Please speak to them. This is the criticizing culture. Whatever you do, people they come and find some mistakes in it. This is a bad culture every time. And the reflective culture is on the positive side. Whatever you do, people they come and tell you, okay, next time when you do this, do that, do this, and so on. Let's say you buy a car, you can do some. If you have some reflective culture, you drive the car, have a test drive of your friends. Tell the brother, this car is good, but next time when you buy, you have to look into it. Instead, if you say you bought the wrong car, this car is not worth for this price, you're not going to run for so long, you will lose your money. If you speak this way, it is criticized. Okay. Reflection is always better. Criticism is not right. So the reflection works on the positive side of it. And if you have a culture of reflection, if you improve yourself, if you improve your team, you improve your whole organization as a whole. Okay. If you have a culture of this reflection, you don't need to wait until others reflect. You call them and ask them to reflect. Last time, I invited a lecturer to do some human resource management subject, and he did some visiting lecture for our MBA batch. He did the lectures, and she asked me many times, can you please look at the recording of it and tell me if the lecture went okay or go okay? I can speak to the students and ask them for some feedback as well so that I can improve my lecture. This is the reflective culture. She requests it. She's like, can you please reflect on what I have done? So they're happy to get the criticism. They're happy to improve themselves. This is the culture. So if you practice this, this will definitely improve your culture as well. Right. Now the next part is about the importance of continual professional development. That's the second part of the question. Here, if you do the reflection, you will definitely find out some slugs, some weaknesses, some areas that you need to improve. And if you work on those improvements, you are professionally developing, you are personally growing, you are personally getting better. This is what we call the CPD, continuous professional development. So it is very important for you. Why? Because it keeps your skills updated. Okay. Today, if you go to YouTube, YouTube says, don't use ChatGPT to copy and paste things to get your grammars corrected. To get some writing scripts, you can do hundreds of thousands of things in ChatGPT that can make you a lot of money. You can set your business from your bedroom using this AI, artificial intelligence. Okay. So there's a trend now, artificial intelligence. If you can use artificial intelligence, you can save a lot of time. Now the message is, how competent are you? How skilled are you in artificial intelligence? You may be teaching your students as to how to use artificial intelligence to develop their knowledge. Okay, you may be teaching, but how competent are you to teach? Okay, this is why we go for some training side. There is an advertisement going very frequently when you look at YouTube. Okay, that is from Thai. Okay, you just Google him, very prominent trainer. He says 15 minutes a day you have to be with me for 20 days. And 21 days, 3 weeks. First week, you will learn certain things. Second week, you will have your strategy. Third week, you will be unstoppable. You will be making use of AI to do anything you want. Okay? So if you reflect on what you do, you can find out your shortage of skills, your weaknesses of your skills, your competency shortages, then you can reflect on it, meaning you can learn about that and you can get yourself updated. So you get up to date of what is happening in today's world. CPD is this. If you are a member of some professional body, for example, you may be a quantity surveyor and you get your qualification. You get your master's degree, you get your PhD or whatever the qualification. And after you complete your studies, you don't study anything. If you don't study anything in this same field, quantity surveying field, you will see lots of new developments, lots of new technologies, lots of new softwares coming up. So if you don't learn beyond that, you go to university to get a degree, they teach you everything what you want at that time. When you get out of the university, you don't have a chance to go back to the university once again to get a degree. So what you do, you have to professionally develop yourself, update your skills, because the university taught you some software that was the latest at that time to do your office work, to do your quantity surveying work. Now the software is outdated. You have new software. So you need to learn this software. If you learn this software, you are professionally developing and you are developing your skill sets, you're updating your skill sets. So this reflection is important for you for your continuous development. Okay? Your continuous development is important for you to keep yourself updated as well. And this CPD improves your job performance. Of course, we don't need any explanation on this one. If you can learn some software, if you can learn some marketing things, if you can learn some IT methods to develop your teaching materials, anything you do, if you can develop yourself, you will definitely improve your performance. Now, earlier days when I want to make some YouTube or some teaching materials, I don't use AI. That takes days to develop one day's teaching. Now it takes about 20 minutes to develop the same thing using AI. Because I've already learned everything, I'm using technology to put everything what I learned. Okay, but you guys cannot use AI to develop your content because you are not learning that. You should learn. Anyway, so that improves the job performance. Next thing is about it supports a career progression. Okay, so I took an example, I left it. Now, after your quantity surveying qualification, you become a member of your professional body, right? For quantity surveyors, we call them RICS, Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. It is the professional body. If you are an accountant, we have different bodies, CA, Chartered Accountants, that is the award of the professional body in Sri Lanka. If you go to the UK, they have ACCA, Association of Certified Chartered Accountants. That's the professional body for accountants. So you study their course, you get the qualification, ACCA, qualified student or person. Now, when you qualify today, you learn everything at the edge, the cutting edge message at that time. Next year, the accounting practice will improve. You will introduce some new methods. You will improve some new technologies or new softwares or new methodologies to do your accounting work. So you need to update yourself. This is where the CPD takes. You may go for about 20 hours of training or 5 hours of training and 10 hours of training. So after you complete your degree, you get the membership from the professional body, relevant professional body. And if you want to maintain the membership for the next year, year after, so on continuously, you have to follow their CPD program. They give you the standards of the industry in regular interval. For example, accounting standards, international accounting standards, there's a standard to make accounts for your profession. That standard gets better next year. Year after it gets better, even better than this, and that goes on and on. So every year the standard goes up. So you have to develop yourself personally so that you can be up to date with that standard. This is why the CPD is about. So to maintain your membership, you have to provide them some evidence of your CPD. That is very important. Otherwise, they won't give you the membership. As well as the CPD certificate as well. Now, when you give your CPD certificate and the membership fee, they give you the membership status. So you can put that in your CV that I'm a member of RICS or fellow member or whatever. There are different level of membership. If you have this membership, you will definitely get your opportunity to work for organizations better. Let's say if you are a CFA member, Chartered Certified Financial Analyst, okay, CFA member. If you are a CFA member, the salary you get paid is almost double than a non-member. So you always go for some training, develop your CPD, and become a member of professional body. That will give you support in your career progress. Right? So always do your CPD continuously, so you become current, you become able, you become more valuable for the company. And this CPD definitely builds confidence and credibility as well. Definitely, if you train yourself continuously, why not? You get better, right? So that. Okay. And this enhances your CPD, enhances adaptability too. Why? Because you learn something new when you adapt that new practice. Okay. And you will definitely need the professional standards. That's what I said before. Every industry has its professional standards. If you are a lawyer, a degree, it is not enough for you to go to the court. You have to have the attorney at law. That is your membership, professional membership. Okay, that is your professional part. If you are an accountant, you have to get the ACCA membership. If you are a chartered accountant, sorry, quantity surveyor, RICS, if you get paid more. Okay, because these institutions, they teach you the latest and you need the professional standards at that time. Every practice has its topmost professional standards. Okay, so CPD will keep you in the same. Okay, so that is again another important. There are so many more things. Lifelong learning, of course, if you complete your degree, and if you don't touch your book after that to do some continuous professional development, you are not learning anything. But if you continuously develop yourself professionally, you are learning lifelong every time you're learning until you die, you learn. Otherwise, you get outdated. Right. And then because of this CPD, your organizations get success. Why? Because great people, they have the skill sets of that particular market. You know the latest technology, you have the latest knowledge, you have everything latest. So your organization will get the business. Right? So that is that benefit. So two benefits or two importance here. What is it? The first is about the importance of supporting others' reflection. We said that. What is the importance of helping others? Okay. Next thing is about the importance of continuous professional development. Okay. As a teacher, what is the importance of continuous professional development for you as a teacher? That is the question, and that's the answer you have to do. Okay, right. Now, teachers also have their professional bodies. Okay, you have to remember that there are courses to be a member. If you are a member there, let's say if you want to work for a school in western part of it, in Canada, you want to work for a school in Dubai, there are certain professional qualifications in teaching you have to get. That makes sure that you are current, you are up to date, you are a professional. That body gives you CPDs. You have to do some CPD hours, 5 hours, 6 hours annually or monthly. You have to do some work and you have to show them. You know, you can continue the membership. That will pay you more. That will make your employability very high. That's the topic. The next thing is about this. Describe the approaches used to facilitate others' reflective. How can you help others to reflect? It's easy if you do this. There's so many steps we can do. You can coach and mentor. You can one-on-one support them to reflect on what they do. Okay, let's say, have you seen a football game? You play in the field. The coach calls you to the backyard. If you sit next to you and he reflects on the game that you play. Let's say, in the first half, you play your game. When you get the break in between those two halves, first and the second half of your football match, the coach calls everyone and put them together and tell them what happened, what went right, what went wrong, what did you do, and so on. There is one-on-one mentoring and coaching. This is reflecting on the game you played just before, and this will help you to improve your game on the second half. Okay. So this is the way, an approach. Another approach is about the reflective journal. Reflective journal, we learned it already. Reflective journal is about every time what you do, okay, you write it down. I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, whatever you list it down. That is your journal, that is your diary. This is what happened. Because you forget, people, they tend to forget things. So people document. After a couple of days or later, sometimes you review what happened. If you read that, you'll understand, oh no, I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have said this. I should have said this way, because you're maturity. Because we have experience of ourselves personally. We do certain things at a point of time, and we think this is the right thing, this is the right stuff, this is the accurate thing that we have. After sometimes you yourself find yourself wrong because you have done that in the past. So you do something now, and you think this is the much better work. A couple of days later, a couple of months later, when you review what you have done, you yourself find yourself, oh no, your record shows you this is what happened. If you revise the record, you realize that it is not good. So since we tend to forget things, we should always record these steps. This is practice. So this can help others to do their improvement. Peer discussion, we said peer review, okay? Meaning when you do the work, you ask the others, how did that go? How was it? What is the insight of it? What do you feel? Are you okay with what I did? How is my performance or whatever? So the other people can tell you. So you help them actually. We can use reflective models. You tell the people when you're facilitating, right, do this, apply this, gives reflective cycle or Kolb's learning cycle or Sean's reflective cycle. So apply one of these models and reflect on yourself. So you can help them to apply one of these models or all of these models. Okay. Feedback and observation. Yes, video review, we learned it always. Okay. So we can record them. You can. So the question is how you can facilitate others' reflection. So what you do, you record what they do, you help them to practice, and you both sit down together, play the video, and see what went okay, what didn't go right, and all those analysis. Finally, you find out yes, no, right? What do we do next? Next video, next audio, next recording, next lecture. How do we do this? Right. So this is the whole lot of questions, and these questions are connected to each other. You don't write much. Okay, as I told you, the subject is very short, and you'll be able to answer the questions.